Hi, my name is Lance Doss, and this is my Install of the Year video submission. I've been in the car audio industry for the past 32 years, from various positions, from starting off as an installer, working my way through sales and installation, and also in the manufacturing side, and now moving on into the ownership side. I'm currently at a new shop for the past, I want to say 30 days. And what I mean by new shop is I've just recently partnered up with another individual in the industry, and we're going to make a go of being an independent retailer. So my biggest challenges from the industry side, or even the retail side, or the consumer side, has always been trying to find a way to make everything I do be the best. And what I mean by the best is from installing to creating a great customer experience, to also learning the new techniques of the industry. Also learning that building things is not always the case, the direction that you want to go for a consumer or for even a retail side. Sometimes learning the integration side, which honestly I believe is my specialty, is going to be the ideal way for most of the customers out there to give them the most positive experience, because not everybody's always looking for the biggest, baddest boxes in the world. Sometimes less is more. So how would my coworkers describe me? Well, I've worked with a lot of people, and some are going to say I'm great, and some are going to say I'm not so great when I'm their boss. But I'm always looking forward to making them better. And that's what I hope everybody who works with me, whether it's past or future, whether it's consumer or installer or salespeople, or anybody who wants to work with me, will always say that, hey, Lance always wanted to make sure we were always better in the long run. So the next question would be, what is my specialty? Well, I don't think my specialty is not hard to describe. It's actually pretty easy. And what I mean by easy is that literally I believe in making stuff work in the car as far as integration goes. I believe that no matter how you do a car, it's got to look like it's factory in most times, and also the person who takes it apart thinks it's his factory. Okay. Now there are times when the customer wants something that's wow, and I believe that you can make that wow. And so I've spent a lot of time in the industry learning the sides of the wow factor. But when you do something that doesn't look like you did anything, and it turns out amazing, and the customer loves it, that's what's important to me. So the next question is, what do I think my customers want or think that I do really well? Is try to execute their vision. What do I mean by vision? I mean vision is literally when I do an install that I didn't change anything in their car, okay? Unless that's what they wanted, or something we'd actually discussed in the past or in the future, okay? So the philosophy I think the customer really believes in or sees, and in my eyes, is that, hey, we did the job that they asked us to do. It came out exactly the way we described it. And overall, they're always going to be happy when it comes down to something that they decide on doing. So with that said, I think that's my biggest thing, that my philosophy or my customer believes in my philosophy. So the next question is, who in this car audio industry that I really look up to, or I think that shares my vision, or I believe we're on the same page as far as the direction I think I want to go as far as cars go? There's great installers out there. There's gonna be Tom Miller, there's gonna be Ken Ward. I mean, I look up to a lot of these great installers that have stepped out of the box and created an industry that's changing. And what I mean by changing is that the industry is always going to evolve, and those are the guys who make the industry evolve. You know, they look at the next level, they look at the next part of the business. There's things that they do that I look up to, you know, and it's not always just putting a peg in a peg square and a circle in a round circle. I think that when it comes down to it, you have to be able to adapt, and these guys adapt, you know, whether it's, you know, like I said, Ken Ward, Tom Miller, Jason Kranitz, Brian Smith. I mean, they're all great people that I'm always going to be looking for information from to make me do better when it comes down to it. So the next question is, why do I think I'm a top 50 installer? You know why? Because I paid my dues. And what I mean by pay my dues is I just didn't jump off the cliff and install stuff for a living. You just stick boxes and boxes and boxes in cars and do everything possible. I did my best to learn what the industry is. And I think I've got to the point where me taking this next step in my life as an owner or part owner or partner, whatever you would call it, in a business is the next level. Because I've always cared about the customer, and I've always wanted the customer to have a great experience. But the reason why I'm one of the top 50 is because I want everybody around me to have a great experience. And that's whether you have to accept the good and the bad, or you have to go in and make things happen on your end to make the experience better for everybody involved. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm a top 50 installer.